What's good, creative? Sunji again from Ceasar Graphics. Welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going to be taking questions from designers, all right? And I'm sure you're going to enjoy this tutorial. So sit back, relax, and keep watching. There's this principle I always hold on to before I work on any logo design project. I understand that logo design is not about telling stories, all right? What I'm just creating is a symbol that differentiates the brand that I'm creating the logo for from every other brand. So what my focus is to create something unique, depending on the response that I receive from the client. So the first thing I ask them is, what exactly is the background of the brand? They tell me, okay, the brand is into this. We've been doing this now for a number of years, and we are looking at creating blah blah blah, or we're looking at making people start seeing us as blah 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 and blah. All right. Now, the next question I now ask is, okay, what type of logo, all right, are you looking at? I send out logo questionnaires to my clients. So there's a part where I say classy, urban. I have different. I can't really remember all of them, but there's a classy part, there's the urban part, there's the simplicity part, and so on. And then they tick that part. Are there brands they like their logos? Like when they see their logo, they feel, wow, I feel like having this type of icon, this type of look for my brand. You hear them call names of brands that they like. And listen, there's a part where I put it there that it doesn't have to be brands that do the same thing that you do. I just want to have an idea of the type of logos that you like. Now, there are different groups, like different types of logo. There's the typography part where you only just write the names. There's a part where you just use maybe the first two letters. There's a part where you just use just the first letter from the brand's name. And then there's a part where there's this type of logo where the only thing you just do is to create an icon. Like, for example, logos like Nike, Apple. I'm sure you know those type of logos. So if the client send me the type of logo that they see, that they like, then my job is to now focus on creating an icon that shows that type of logo that they are looking at. And most of the time when I'm working on logo design, I use the slogan. All right. Is that I use the slogan to create the icon, or I use the vision? Those are the things I use to work on logo design projects. And ever since I've been doing this, I've been making progress, achieving good logos for my clients. Now, there are times when clients will say they don't have any picture. All right. There are times where they say, just do your thing. No, don't always accept when they say do your thing. All right. Ask them question. What are those type of logos you like to see? And then make sure you have a questionnaire that you send out to clients that they fill, and then use that to create, the logo for them. And lastly, there is no one right way to achieve logo design. All right. There are million concepts, like different styles. But what you need to do is make sure you understand what the client wants and digest the brief that you receive from them, and then use that to create the logo for the clients. As creatives, all right, what really gets us clients is when we find it easy to solve our problem. All right. In fact, it's not only for designers. What I'm about to say now is it's only for designers. It's for anybody who is solving problem with his or her gifts. All right. Before anybody would want you to solve problem for him or her, the person would like to see if you've been able to solve your problem first. All right. And the same principle applies to you. You can't give a fashion designer who doesn't dress nice your cloth to sew. No, you won't do that. You don't give someone who's not a professional. So clients, what they do is, if they want to give you a job to do for them, what most of them always check out is, okay, how good is this person? And that's why most of the time when you are applying for job from any brand, they ask for your portfolio. The reason why they ask for your portfolio is to check if you've been able to solve your problem. Now, how you solve your problem as a creative person is when you understand the business, when you understand the creativity part of design, when you are the type who tells stories the right way with design. So when you clients see that you understand this, then they start contacting you. They start calling you for jobs. In fact, let me quickly say this to you. You don't find clients for your job. No. And this is one thing I want every one of you to hold on to. You don't find clients for your job. They find you. All right. And that's why you need to focus on being good. In fact, make yourself so good that there's no place where you hide yourself. Like if you hide yourself under the ground, they will locate you and find you and find you out. All right. So if you are good as a creative person, you see clients sticking with you, like they will continue giving you job or giving you creative work to work for them. Every creative person should work on becoming a good creative person. Understand the business. Make sure your designs are simple. Make sure you tell the story the right way with your design project. Avoid making the page too full. Avoid making your project too busy. These are one of the things that chase clients away. In fact, I want to quickly say this to you. The clients that pay well, all right, are the clients who fall in love with simple designs. Because simple designs depict luxury. It creates this rich feel. All right. And another advantage of you posting more of good design on your page is it makes them find it easy to navigate through every information on your project. It makes them easy to see every information on your project. And if you're successful with making it easy for people to see every information on your project, you see clients calling you. You see them contacting you that and they have a project I want you to work on for me. Can you do this for me? And then you say yes, and then you get paid for it. You don't make any move because you see everybody make the move. Make move because you feel you need it. All right. So if you are looking at going into getting yourself an external monitor, like having more than one monitor, first understand if it is check if it's necessary. I have 3 screens here in my studio. All right. And I'm going to tell you why I decided to have the 3 screens. Now, there's one screen that I use to check mail. Like when I receive mail from clients, I use it to check the mail. And it's the same screen that I use to read design brief. Because most time when I'm working on design projects, I like to always have that brief on one side of my screen so I can be using it to check if I'm making the right move on the project. Then I have another screen which is that is opposite me here. This is the screen here. It's opposite me here. Now, the reason why I decided to have this is the screen I use to make research. Like if I want to search for pictures, or maybe I want to get inspiration. Like I just want to have an idea of the right colors to combine, or how designers were able to use the right color on their design projects. I use this screen here to check out that. Then I now have the master screen. Now the master screen is where I do all my designs. All right. I don't have any other thing I do on that screen than just using it to work on design project. And that's the screen you're looking at here. All right. So that's the reason why I decided to have 3 screens. But if you don't have any reason why you are to get it, please don't go for it. But make sure you make moves because you need it. But for me, I'm going to advise you do that because creatives, one of the things that help our creativity is when we're in a very comfortable environment. It helps our creativity. I'm not the type of designer that like to work and I'll be clicking on tabs to open different windows. All right. When I do that, it makes me get tired of working. So I like to see everything display on my screen so it can help my speed and not make me get tired of working. Every brand is looking for designers who can help them solve their design goals, because we designers are like the tool that most brands use to project how successful they are to their target audience. When they found out that we are good in the business, they quickly employ us so we can help them project that their uniqueness to their target audience. How you now get them is this: do your research. In fact, the way social media is today is, in fact, it's very easy for us to get clients now. It's very easy. What you just need to do is go to the page of this brand, like this brand you would love to work for. Pick one of their designs, redesign it, post it on your page, use hashtag their name, and then also tag them on the post. If you know how you can get their email address, send them a mail with the design and give them brief on how and why you think that concept is best for what they are into. If you think clients don't read, they do read. I'm telling you, they read. And before you do the mail, please take your time to go read about the brand. So that by the time you create the design for them, and then they now see that you were able to break down the concept behind the design using the information you receive from maybe their website or from some of their posts on their social media account to create the project, it makes them trust you and they will contact you. Now, this doesn't work all the time. There are times where you're going to send a design to the client and you are not going to hear from them. But don't say because you did not hear from one person that you will now give up. No, don't do that. You have to continue doing this. It's something you have to continue doing. The more you do this, all right, the more you are opening yourself for brands or clients to contact you. You know, I've shared this story before with you guys here that there was a time I got a call from one of the top brands here in Nigeria. All right. I'm talking of a bank. There's a particular bank here in Nigeria that contacted me. So they asked me to come and work with them as an in-house designer. And they told me that I should tell them how much I'm willing to get from them. They are willing to pay the amount, in as much as I'm ready to say yes to work for them as an in-house designer. And I remember when they contacted me then, they didn't ask for my secondary school or university certificates. What they told me was, someone gave us your contact. We went to your account, your social media account, and they will see that, yes, you are up to the level of the person we are looking for. So if you are open to work for us, please give us a call back and let's have a meeting, and then we go from there. So every organization is looking for creatives who is going to help them solve their design goals. So every brand is looking for a designer they can trust, someone who can help them solve their design goals. It will be difficult for them to contact you when you don't show them how good you are. All right. So one of the ways you can get clients now is what I just shared with you. And if you don't stop doing it, trust me, somebody will call you one day. And another good thing about this, taking designs from brands, redesigning it and posting it on your page, there are times where it will be that the call you are expecting is going to come from that brand that you redesign their project. It's possible it's going to be from another brand that you're not even thinking about at all. All right. So I would advise you to do this. This is something I do. All right. And it's working for me. So if you really want to get clients, this is the time for you to start thinking like a boss. This is what most bosses do. Most organizations, they do research and see how they can capture the attention of their audience. And your audience as a designer is your clients, the people who are going to pay you for what you do. So you need to start doing it now. Start creating designs that would make them trust you and want to contact you. I do research. All right. I check out designs from brands that I wish to work for, take the content from their design, and then redesign it. Now, there are times where I don't go to check out designs from brands that I want to work for, that I have to be the one to create the content myself. But what I do before I get to my workstation to start putting things together is I write down the goal, what I want to achieve. So what I do is I put all these things I put down, and then I use it to create the concepts for the project. The advantage of doing this is by the time you post the design on your social media account, you'll be able to use that brief you put down as the goal of the project, you are now going to now use the information, the content, the way you play with the elements to break down how you were able to solve the problem of that goal that you are trying to achieve or you just achieved. All right. So that's how I create fictional projects. And I want to say this again to every one of you. Please, guys, please, as designers, all right, what gets us money, what makes people pay us is when we make them understand how professional we are. All right. If you want to make money as a designer, you have to give to design. How do you give to design? Don't stop creating. Just keep creating. Just keep coming up with something. Just keep making people see that you are available. I want to say again this to every one of you watching me live now. I mean, even not live, that every one of you have something unique that that you carry inside of you. Every one of you have something that makes you different from every other person. Now, what you now need to do is to focus on that thing. All right, focus on it. That thing brings you joy. Then focus on it. Don't say because it's always easy for you to do. All right, and you now feel it's not necessary. That is not. No, it can't fetch you money. No, the way is easy for you is that's the same way it's difficult for another person. You know, when I'm asked to work on design projects, I always find it easy to know what to come up with. All right. I don't always, in fact, if I do any design for client and they reject it, I don't feel bad. Well, I remember when I started graphic design, I always feel bad when I send designs out to clients and they tell me, no, I don't like it. I always go like, man, after spending much time on that project, and you're giving me this negative feedback, I always feel bad. But now I don't feel bad again. In fact, I hardly get that rejection from them. Why? Because me, I ask questions. I always ask them questions. In fact, I'm good at asking clients questions so that I won't end up wasting my time and money working for the client. All right. It's not like, oh, I'm one number one designer who's good at coming up with good design for client. No. I make sure I ask them questions. I know what I'm looking for from what I'm asking them. As soon as I get it, I tell them, bye-bye, you can go. And then I'll create something that I know they will like. So you need to form the habit of learning as a designer. The day you decided to go into design is the day you put on the coat of learning. But the coat gets fade when you don't do what you're supposed to do as a designer. All right. Now, how do you know when it's getting fade? When clients are telling you that I've seen this your design before, now come up with something different. Or maybe they are telling you you're not getting what we want. The first client saying it, mention it. Second client said the same thing. The third client rejected your design and mentioned the same thing again. It means that quote is getting fade. So as designers, have days where you don't do anything than doing research, checking out good designs, and solve the equation of why the design is successful to you. There's always reason why every design looks successful to you. So take your time to look at the design and solve why the design is successful to you, and make sure you keep the design in your archive so that you can go back to it again and just digest what make it look successful to you, so that by the time you're asked to work on design project, you can just pick one or two things from the design, apply it to your project, and then send it out. All right. So yeah. So I'm going to stop here on that, but I hope you guys get the message. I'm glad you made it to the end of this video. If you have not subscribed, remember to hit the subscribe button, and also remember to check the post notification bell so you get notified when I post my tutorials. Share, like, and comment on this video, and I'll see you again in the next one. Peace.